Okay, today we've got a review of some more of the new Toy Story 4 posable figures that are available for Target in Australia. Now the last lot I bought were for $19 each, but there's actually a sale on at the moment at Target, so these were only $15 each. So we have picked up Rex, Jessie and Slinky Dog. So the packaging is very similar to the previous ones. Shows the character on the front, shows who you can collect on the back. There are actually some differences in regards to the setup. It's slightly different on the back of Rex, but I'm assuming that's just because there is an exposed part here. It looks like Rex has to be put together a little bit out of the packet. So we'll open these up and have a look at them. So here they are out of the set, so there is a little bit of assembly required with Rex. So just to note that Rex's other leg is actually in the little plastic part underneath, so his tail and his leg are included in the set. So we have his leg that needs to lock in, and it looks like it slides in like that, and then that clicks into place. Quite satisfying click. And then the tail just goes in with just a little bit of force. So there is Rex, and there's the three of them. Now obviously the scale is not quite right. Rex is a little bit shorter than Jess, and he should probably be the biggest figure of the lot. But they stand, so Jess stands at about 220 millimeters. Rex stands at about 180, and Slinky Dog is about 110 millimeters. So let's have a look at each of them. So first up we have Slinky Dog. So let's see what articulation he has. So the ears are sort of just a sort of a softer plastic. They're not sort of posable, but they can sort of just be tucked around anywhere there. The head is on a ball joint, so it will actually turn left and right. Doesn't sort of go up or down. Oh, but the whole neck can turn, so you could have him looking down at the ground at something. If I can get the neck back into place. So basically then his legs do move forward and back. They go out on a bit of an angle, so he could sort of lay down. There's no movement in the feet at all. Same for the back legs. The back legs will move forward. They will sort of swing back. They won't go all the way around, but they'll come back fairly far. And then the tail is articulated. You can spin that around 360. And then the slinky section is interesting. It's one of these pipes that pops out, so you can actually pose him sort of chasing his own tail. You just need to get his feet right. But yeah, so he's sort of fully flexible. He can flex back on himself, flex that, and then you can push him in and he has that compressed look. So the plastic is really good. The paint seems to be good. I mean, most of the plastic is cast in the actual colours, but there's a little bit of paint. It's a little bit sloppy just around the feet, but that's about it. But otherwise, it feels really solid. The head is very solid. The expression's well painted on there, and yeah, I do like this little feature instead of I think obviously the metal Slinky would have been a bit of a hassle, but you can sort of extend him out. You could have him posed up like this. You can do all sorts of things with it, and it seems fairly sturdy. I mean, kids could probably pull it to their limits, But yeah, it's a good little set. He looks quite good. So next up we have Rex. So Rex has the tail that can obviously twist where we joined it in, and then the tail end also twists around, so you can line those patterns up, but basically you can point down, you can point out to the side. You just got to find that's the sort of the sweet spot, I think. His legs, they'll sort of move a little bit forward and a little bit back, so you can have him in a more sort of running or down low pose, or you can have him in a full sort of upright pose. His hands are pretty useless, but then that's a T-Rex for you, so they just go up and down just on a ball joint. They don't sort of go all the way around, but he can't do much more than that. His mouth is, there's nothing to sort of control that, but basically it just will flap up and down, so you can get some sort of movement there. Face sculpt looks really good. I love the little eyes there. It's all painted well. The teeth are all painted. There's a nice texture all over the skin, and there's some good detail here on the feet as well, but that's all just cast in green plastic, and there's a little bit of paint on his belly. So as I said, apart from the scale, and I don't know, I don't think, doesn't look like his head twists, so he's pretty much locked in that forward pose. But I think overall, apart from the scale issue, I think he looks really good. So next we have Jess. So basically, similar to Woody, she has the very solid head with that sort of her yeehaw grin. She's got a sculpted hairpiece. It is a little bit flexible, but not too much. You'll see that they've got the detail of her little pull string is on the back there, as well as obviously the top of her vest. She's got pockets on the back of her jeans, and you'll see that her legs are sort of molded into the cowboy chaps at the front. So it's actually really quite good. The belt's all painted, the jeans are painted, there's a gold buckle, she's got her buttons all on there, and as well as the little yellow things here. So she's got movement-wise, like the head, as I said, just turns left and right. There's no up or down or anything like that. There's a ball joint in the shoulder, so it can rotate 360 degrees. There's also an elbow joint. The hand does also twist. These are all cast into one thing, so they just stay like that, but a hand can move, so that's the same for both arms. And then obviously she's got a pretty high forward kick. She has a knee joint and also a twist, so you can actually do a full 360 there. Her leg goes back only to about here, and that's about the extent of the backward twist, and there's no movement in her boots. The boots are all cast in the one pose, so again that just means that while you can bend and twist the knees, at the end of the day you're sort of limited to where you can pose her, trying to get her feet flat. She's actually a little bit harder than Woody. I think the hair just puts her slightly off balance. So there she is there. And then she also obviously comes with her hat. So again, that's just all cast in a sort of a rubbery plastic, and I think that will just just trying to see where hers fits on. So it just locks onto her hair there, and there we have it. So that's them all together, the whole gang. There's a few more to collect in the series. I don't know much about the new figures, but I would like the Boom Kaboom, or whatever his name is, Duke Kaboom, the Canadian stunt driver. He looks quite good, and I'm hoping that there's a Bullseye that's released. So there they all are together. So far these toys are really well made. They're a cheap, inexpensive sort of version, and the only issue I really have is that Rex is probably out of scale compared to the rest. Buzz seems to scale well with Woody and Jess, and Slinky Dog also scales well, but but Rex should be a little bigger. But otherwise, I think these are a fine addition to the toy shelf.